Movie memories. So I got hired as a prostitute named Crystal on the IT Crowd pilot for the US. It starred Joel McHale and then the original guy from the IT Crowd in the UK, Richard Ayoade. And we got to run around with Joel and Richard for hours. We ran all around Universal Studios, shooting footage, shooting photos, and they were hilarious, obviously. Richard killed it in every single photo. When I finally saw, because, they're behind me. Like, we'd be doing a scene where we'd be sitting on their laps, and like posing and being like prostitutes. And, and so I couldn't see what they were doing because they'd be behind me. When I saw the photos, like, Richard is a genius. Every single photo, his like eyes are closed. He's hilarious in a still photo. I mean, I don't know how he did it. So it was shot by NBC. And so my audition was on the Universal lot. So I went to the audition dressed in my most hookery outfit, which was just a little like halter top and jean shorts and some fishnets and some crazy boots, like some like outrageous boots. And there were some other girls there for the audition, and I think so they brought me on set and they were like, oh, like, hey, tell us about you. And I just said something like, any reason to dress as a hooker on a Tuesday and I'm in. And they all laughed, and I think that's what got me the job. So the job, it was a crazy story. Okay, so the story is the two lead guys, they're like goofy, like computer nerds, right? So they hire prostitutes to go with them to the amusement park. And here was the day. So we got to set and they walked us out from the sound stages up some like crazy stairway that I've never seen that just takes you into Universal Studios. Just like some back door. You just like open some gate and just walk in. That was already like, whoa, this is so crazy. So there was me, there was a guy who was dressed also as a hooker, like a transvestite. So, and he and I had bonded because we'd spend some time together now by that time. So it was he and I, and then the two leads, and and the camera crew and the director and like producer and like a whole bunch of people, and then a whole bunch of people with cameras following us around Universal Studios. But the place wasn't closed. Like, tourists were just there. So it was so funny because people, there was a lot of like what's being shot, what's going on. So there was a bunch of different scenarios they had us do. Like they'd be like, Annalee, you look bored, because you're totally bored of these guys. So there's funny different directions for pictures. Now, I don't like roller coasters. So there was a roller coaster at Universal Studios called, I don't know, it might have been King Kong or something. Now, it wasn't a crazy roller coaster, but it went forward one way and, up and down and that was already kind of like, not into it. And here's another funny story. I had such big fake eyelashes on that the wind was like blowing my eyelashes up against my lids, it was just like, and then there's one of those pictures where, at the crazy point, there's a picture and like, my eyelashes are plastered against my face and my friend's wig is like flying off. So this ride goes forward. Okay, I'm like, okay, I'm handling it. Yeah, then the ride goes backwards. And I was like, not ready for that. My stomach was not enjoying that. So I made it. I get off the ride and I'm like, oh God. And they're like, okay, let's do it one more time. And I was like, no, I don't want to do it one more time. So I did it. I kind of can't believe I did it. So that was a super fun adventure. Great time. Super fun working with those guys.
Boss, tell them the story about the time when we went to Florida and got completely hammered.
One night, we were so drunk that we decided to hire prostitutes. We were too scared to do anything, so we brought them to an amusement park. They were really nice. In the end, they only charged us half, but we did have to pay for all the rides.